Hi, Peter Rose, Longwood Currency Trading. I'd like to talk to you today about being careful about wishing to make $1 million trading currencies. Don't know if you can hear the rain in the background, but it's raining in New England. The other day I was out recording a video for you guys, and you could see the fall colors and everything, and we were talking about the drought that we were having, and well, this hopefully will take care of that situation by having a little bit of rain falling. It isn't too bad, but at least we're getting something. And you might say, what does that have to do with currency trading? Stand by. Well, my wife is out walking the dog in the rain, and so I had to come out here to get another cup of coffee. In the meantime, while I'm waiting for the coffee to pop up, I wanted to chat a little bit about how that rain correlates with the $1 million. You know, there's good times and good weather, I mean, and then there's bad weather like the rain that we're currently having. But the rain is good because we need it. However, when it is raining out, you tend to say, well, boy, I wish I had the good weather. And then when the good weather's here and it's really hot and dry, you say, man, we really wish we had the rain. So there's this, in life, this is a very philosophical thing. Look, I've been in martial arts for 50 years, so I tend to look at everything very philosophically. And part of the life experience is going through what we would call good or what we'd call bad. You can't have all good and you can't have all bad. Even Einstein had something to say about that there's a relationship between the mass and the energy. You can't have all mass and you can't have all energy. There's a constant flow and a flux between mass and energy, or right and wrong, or what we would call good or bad. And so being poor might be bad, and being rich might be good. Being a millionaire might be good. But just as there's problems in being poor, there's problems in having money as well. And so you have to, when you're approaching your trading, you have to be very careful about wanting to drive your account to $1 million so that you can live the supposed lifestyle, like this asshole FX lifestyle that drives around in his rented car and all just kinds of bullshit. There's more than him out there, but he's the worst. They don't own those properties. They don't own the cars. They don't own the watches. It's all a sham. That particular guy who's selling courses and all this crap, they looked at his tax returns. He made $80,000. He didn't make it trading. Didn't know anything about trading. He made it selling stuff. Be realistic about what is possible to do. Can you double your currency account in a year? Yes, you can. If you know what you're doing, you can do that. There's plenty of people that do that. I've done that. I've doubled a $5,000 account in 5 months or something like that, 4.5 months. But a lot of that is luck. A lot of that's, you know, I'm looking at a thing on my refrigerator here. My wife is a photographer, and I bought her this saying as to stick on the refrigerator door. Let me show it to you. I don't know whether that's going to show up. It's going to show up on the video or not. It says a good photograph is knowing where to stand. Ansel Adams said that. A good photograph is knowing where to stand. And a good trade is knowing where to get in and to get out. Now, that doesn't happen all the time because sometimes you lose. Losing is part of winning. So if you expect to make some dope on the internet has a video out, I don't know, he's got thousands of subscribers, and he's talking about making 2% a day for 100 days to make $1 million, to take $500 or $1,000, whatever. It's stupid. It's asinine. And for somebody to get on YouTube and talk about shit like that is criminal. It's just criminal. Anybody can take a spreadsheet and project out what you could do if everything goes okay. Well, you know, everything doesn't go okay. Nothing ever goes okay. if you're unprepared for the unexpected, you get squashed like a bug. And if you get greedy and you think you're going to run $1,000 to $1 million, or $10,000 to $1 million, or $100,000 to $1 million, you're out of your fucking mind. It takes time and it takes skill. I don't mean to be dumping on anybody, but I want you to have realistic expectations, because by having the proper expectations, you're more likely to be able to double that account in 6 months or a year. You're more likely to be able to take a small $1,000 or $3,000 account and turn it into something that's tradable, that you can make enough money to impact your income. Look, if all you have is $3,000 to put into your trading, so you're trading for $3 a pip, $3,000 is a lot of money to you, which means you're not making $100,000 a year. You're probably working a hard-working job, and that $3,000 is important to you. So if you could make $500 a year on that money, let's say you're making $30,000 a year. Do the math. I can't do it in my head. I don't have that capability. But you divide $500 by whatever your salary is, say $30,000. Yeah, it's a small percent, but your boss isn't going to give you that small percent as a raise every year. I mean, look at the capabilities that trading has for us, and look at the percentage gains, not the dollar value. I did a video the other day on trading for a pizza is tough, right? Go still watch that video, because you're taking a mini account, $1,000 mini account, you make 10 pips on it, that's $10. That's a fucking pizza. But what's a pizza? It isn't respectable. You work all day and trade for a pizza. But the 10 pips, the $10 on 1,000, it's 1%. If you do that twice a week, make $20 a week. That turns out to be a substantial percentage return on the work that you're doing. Look at the work that's involved. You sit down at whatever job you're doing. I don't care what job it is. It's hard work. That's why they pay you. If it wasn't hard work, they wouldn't pay you. You'd do it for free. My wife goes out and works her ass off in our gardens, in the flower gardens and the vegetable garden. We don't have a lot, but she loves playing in the dirt. Nobody's going to pay her for that. She does it because she enjoys it. Do the trading because you enjoy it and reap the rewards of that as percentage gains, rather than trying to get to $1 million and being dissatisfied that you can't even make $10,000 a year with your $1,000. Being a millionaire is nice because it buys you two things. It buys you the ability to take care of all your bills, so you don't have that. But the most important thing that money buys is time. You don't need $1 million to buy time, guys. If you're making $30,000 a year, if you could make an extra $3,000 a year or $5,000 a year, man, that's a huge vacation for the family. Or that's food for the year. Or it's a new car. If you look at it that way, then that'd be a tremendous amount of success. If you could take $10,000 and make $2,000 or $3,000 a year on that, that's doable. But not taking $10,000 and making $50,000 a year. And there'll be losses. So you start with $10,000, maybe you're going to lose $2,000 or $3,000, and then you'll pick it back up, and you'll work your way back up from there. So there's ups and downs. What's a reasonable expectation of return? Look, if you could make 20% on your money, $200 on 1,000, $2,000 on 10. If you make 20% on your money a year, that's where are you going to get 20%? Well, you could do real estate. You might make 20% a year with cash flow if you had positive cash flow and you did your numbers right. Or if you're selling used cars or something, you know, you might be able to make a return on that. Not if you're a salesman, but if you own the dealership, you could, right? You could turn your money like that. It's really tough to make 20%. Can you make 20% trading? Hell yes, you can make 20% a year trading. If you didn't, it wouldn't be worth the fucking risk. People don't trade. The people that are successfully trading aren't trading to make 10% a year, to make 20% a year, because it's too much work. It's too aggravating, and it takes too much discipline. Why would you do something that hard and that emotionally encompassing for 20%? You'd rather just sit back and watch TV and have a glass of good red wine than go through all that crap to try to become a millionaire because you've got a $20,000 or $30,000 account. What can you reasonably expect on a $30,000 account? Well, you know, 10% of $30,000 is $3,000. 20%, $6,000. So you could get $6,000 a year. We're doing really, really well. Why would you want to push the envelope and try to double that, enforce it, and try to work for the money? Why would you want to do that? Why would you want to have a millionaire lifestyle focus on your trading, which is so much fun and can be so rewarding, because you're watching some asshole that it's lying to you? The Forex market, the retail market, has so many clowns out there pitching shit that doesn't make sense. Oh yeah, we're working with the team and we're making hundreds of pips a week. Really? Really? No, you're not making hundreds of fucking pips a week. You're making maybe 10 pips with 50 lots. Okay? It's crazy how things are being talked about out there. Look, be realistic. Being a millionaire is nice. Okay? You get to pay your bills and you get to have some money left over to have some fun. And most importantly, it buys you time. So you can read a book, you can have a nice steak, you can communicate with your loved ones, you can relax, and you don't have to worry about some asshole knocking on the door and telling you they're going to take your TV away because you haven't made your payments. It's also difficult because you have to protect that money. If you have money, don't put it into Forex trading until you know what you're doing. I thought I knew what I was doing. I got a degree in physics. I've been through this shit on a million videos. By the way, this is my 51st YouTube video. And I've been through this a million times. I did all the study. I did the work. I spent years and years writing computer simulation analysis against currency prices. And I did 4 years of simulated trading. And I was a fucking hero. I was doing great. And because I didn't have a mentor, I took the $50,000 that they give you in a simulated account. I said, well, I'll trade $40,000. I'll trade a $40,000 account. So all of my simulated work was done on $40,000 account. All of my simulated trading was done in the simulated account was done. All my computer programming is done based on $40,000 bank. So when I opened my live account, I opened it with a $40,000. It took me 90 days. Well, it took me longer than that to lose it all, but yeah, $35,000. Gone like shit through a goose. Because I didn't have anybody that sat down with me and said, yeah, you know what to do, but you don't know when to do it. So you think you're going to read a bunch of books and watch videos and risk your life savings against this stuff? I'm fortunate that I am a millionaire, so that the $40,000 loss, yeah, that was a spike in the ass for sure. But it didn't cripple me, but it taught me. So look, learn from people who've been in the pit, that understand what loss is about and how to avoid loss. Because the secret to trading currencies, and most other trading, is don't lose money. Okay, you're going to lose, but don't lose a lot. Don't let a position run, you know, hundreds of pips against you just because you think it's going to work out. When it goes and it hits your stop, get the fuck out. And don't have big stops. Get them short. If you can manage your risk, and that has nothing to do with risk-reward ratios or all this other crap that they teach out there. It's simply a matter of determining what amount of money that if you lost would hurt? You know, if you trade in $1,000 account, if you lost $50, that would hurt. What if you had a $100,000 account? That'd be a $5,000 hit, yeah? That would really hurt. Well, figure out where it's painful. $50 hit on a $1,000 account, that's enormous. That's a 5%, 5% of the account. It can't do that. Make it like I do, 8 pips. Well, you say, geez, your stop is so tight that you're going to get taken out. Yeah, I will get taken out if I enter the trade stupidly. I've got a 70% win rate. So I'm only going to get taken out 3 times out of 10. So I can withstand that type of thing. And I'm not trying to take that short trade with an 8 pip stop and run it to 50 or 100 pips. I'm just looking for 5 pips, 10 pips, 15 pips. Those all add up on a daily basis. I'm not. You can say, well, you're already a millionaire, so you don't have to trade and make $1 million. Well, that's just looking at somebody's ass. You know, grow up. If you don't have $1 million, you don't want to make $1 million. Don't piss on people that do and make excuses for yourself as to why you can't get the $1 million. Do some fucking work. That's what I had to do when I started out in 1972. After I graduated from college, I came out here to New England, and I didn't have any skills. I dropped out of graduate school in physics because I just wasn't quite smart enough to handle graduate level physics. And I opened a karate school. I was turned down for a gas company credit card because I wasn't making enough money. But I was saving my money. Every time somebody gave me money, I put it away. I put it away. And in 2 years, I had enough money to make a down payment on a piece of real estate, and that was the start of it. But my net worth when I started was $2,100 in 1972. That's a fact. And I've made millions of dollars. Now, I've lost millions too. But in the wash, when it all came out, I get left with enough money that I could retire. Well, that's what the trading is all about. Don't look at the millionaire lifestyle or being a millionaire. Look at being a successful trader for a nice percentage gain on a weekly basis, a couple of percent a week. I mean, that's you know, try for that. 1% a week. That's 4% a month. That's 40% a year. Can you do that? Well, shit. On $1,000, 1% is $10, right? So you can make that 10 pips. That's 10 pips a week, on average. Some weeks you'll make 50 pips. Some weeks you'll lose 20. But at the end of the week, could you think you could make 10 pips? You make 1% a week. That's 4% a month. Come on. You can do this. And it isn't so much that you're not making enough money if all you have is $1,000 or $5,000 or $10,000 account. It's the fact that you're learning the skill. And look, someday you'll sell a car or you'll find a piece of antique stuff for $5 and it'll be worth $50,000, or you'll be in a house that your parents left you and you'll sell that to go move somewhere else, and there'll be $50,000 or $60,000 that's going to result from that, or an aunt is going to leave you part of her estate. Look, if you have right living, right thinking, right living, good things will happen. Bad things will happen too, but the good things will overpower those bad things. And you'll end up with some money. Someday you're going to end up with some money. And that's the money that you can take and run that to $1 million. That's what you can try to do. Now, I lost the $40,000. I didn't think that I was going to be able to turn the $40,000 into $1 million. That's probably possible, but I'm 71 years old. So how many years do you think I have in order to do that? I'm not going to try to make $1 million from my currency trading on a $40,000 account. You know, I just sold my last property and deposited some money. I have a 6-figure trading account now, just 6 figures. I'm going to start with that, and then once I prove out the success, and I'm not going to trade that 6 figures right away. I'm going to start out small, probably start out with $5,000 of it. And then I'll move up to $25,000. Then I'll move up to $50,000. And then I'll go into six figures. And then I'll go into some bigger money. And the goal will be 4 or 5 years, and I'll run that money to $1 million, and that's doable. But it isn't because I'm trying to get $1 million. It's just a goal that I have. I don't need the $1 million. I mean, it would be really nice. I could buy a really nice car. I did a video where I showed you my 2003 Subaru Forester. We call it the Tank. That's a millionaire's car, not a fucking Lamborghini. What the hell you need a Lamborghini for? Can't drive it around out here. And who's going to look at it? Oh, look at that asshole driving the Lamborghini. He doesn't deserve it. That's what they're saying. You're looking tall in your Lamborghini. Nobody gives a shit. The only thing that's important to you is, can you pay your bills, and you have enough money left over to buy yourself some quality time that you can spend with your family. Man, that's the thing to work for. Develop the skills so that someday when you end up with a chunk of money, you'll be able to make significant dollars, not just more percentage gain, because you already learned how to make good percentage returns. You'll make significant dollars then. Instead of making $10 a day on $1,000, you'll make $1,000 a day on $100,000. Now, what would $1,000 a day, what would $1,000 a week look like? Well, look, that's $50,000 a year. That's a good salary, even today. Now, if you're living in the middle of New York City or San Francisco or something like that, $1,000 a week is shit money. You can't even buy food for that. But where I live, and where most folks live, $1,000 a week is a lot. And you don't need $100,000 to do that. Don't get frustrated because you're not moving toward $1 million. Rejoice in the fact that you're making 0.5% a day, every day. That's all you need to do. Peter Rose, Longwood Currency Trading. Have a great day. Have a great trading day.